power of this technology goes so far beyond what like the typical like table conversation about VR gives it credit for. You know, like we talk about it as like a useful tool or an immersive, fun experience, but what we're talking about is like truly transformational.
It should be perfectly possible to trick your brain into any experience if your brain can already do that itself naturally. So VR is almost like taking that ability for our brain to generate any experience for us and like putting it in our hands, which is wild.
Man, that's something in the history books. People are going to look back and be like, yeah, 2022, 2023. That's when education, after hundreds of years, finally upgraded.
We're in a strange time where our physical worlds are intersecting with our digital identities, and right now is a time to kind of determine what you want that to be.
Once you have full body tracking that works well and it's frictionless, right? Meaning it's easy to do.
Yes.
It's a whole new, it's not a game changer, it's a whole new game.
So maybe there will be some other people who would be curious to see what I'm learning, what I'm discovering, so to say. And that's how the Discover YouTube channel started.
Oh, not really disco VR, Discover.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel bad when people ask me about VR, or they're like, what do you do? Like, all right, you asked, here it comes.
I love VR, but I love going out and breathing fresh air. And not only was I stuck in VR for 10 days, I was stuck in one room because I was streaming, you know, the same space. I didn't see the sunlight. I totally lost track of what time everything was.
She dances with the robot. She does the first steps. She dances with that robot. She takes that thing off her face. I have the video. I'm holding it hostage. She takes it off her head and she says, I gotta have it.
There are a few moments in my life I can remember very vividly. The day I got married, the day my kids were born, the day Facebook announced that they bought Oculus is one of those days. I was making chili.
I've been in a lot of gaming communities, and the VR community is by far the best community that I've ever been involved with.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Between Realities VR podcast. It's good to see you. It is Friday, June 7th, 2024. It's, the second half of season 8 of Between Realities. My name is Alex VR. Alex VR. That's what I go by. You know,
Is your last name actually VR?
Yeah, it is. Yep. And I'm joined with my co-host, Skiva.
Hey, buddy.
As always.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. You know,
nice.
we've never done a show without each other. Well, we have, not an episode Between Realities.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's not about to happen either.
Yeah, that would be weird.
It would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to cancel a couple episodes this season, and, you know, Skiva was like, hey, man, like, if you need to, you know, if you want to do it without me, like, you can. I was like, what? Like, how? How would I do that?
Give you an AI version of me.
Dude, you already know that we're probably not too far off from
We're not far off from that at all.
Yeah, just be like telling AI, hey man, I need a co-host for my show. Can you please handle my scene transitions?
Yeah.
You know, all these things. And it's like, yeah, done. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you like my shirt?
Dude, it's so good, man.
Hey.
When I was there, I searched for shirts in my size and there just weren't any, and that shirt is amazing.
Shout out to the audio listeners. You know, you're just gonna have to imagine I'm wearing a dope Super Nintendo World long sleeve t-shirt from my recent trip to Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios in California. It's a pretty cool one, you know, and the park was awesome, and everybody who knows me knows I'm a Nintendo fan, and it was really, really cool. Also, since it's show and tell time, look at this backpack. Dude, like, do you see this?
That is incredible.
Look
now, on the camera, Bowser's going to be a little bit gone because he's green.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a bummer. But anyway, yeah, it's a really badass, like NES style Super Mario backpack.
It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
That's a new part of my permanent collection. It was a really good time. And then my wife and I did 3 days at Disneyland. 45 miles on our feet over 4 days.
Dude.
Yeah, it's like 75 kilometers for all of you un-Americans. Non-Americans.
That's so much walking.
It is a lot of walking. And, you know, I was wearing these like fancy Coach Disney like dragon shoes that I've been literally waiting to go to Disneyland for. Like,
yeah, you get to flex those things, huh?
I did.
How'd that go?
You know, pretty good, except for nobody gave me a single compliment on them. Everybody loves my hat. I have this Sorcerer Mickey hat from like 8 years ago that they don't make anymore. And when I'm walking around in the park with that thing, that is what people notice. They come up to me, they're always like, "Holy crap, that is an awesome hat. Where did you get that hat?" Like and I'm like, "Don't you see my backpack? Like, don't you see my? Come on!" So, you know, for the record, that is what Disneyland is. It is like the Met Gala for like Disney merch. Like you're walking around like
it's flexing overpriced merch
constantly.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, theme parks are immersion in real life. Like I can only imagine what Walt Disney would have thought of virtual reality if he was around to see.
Can you imagine? Someone needs to defrost his head and put that thing on there.
I wonder if he would have even bothered building Disneyland. Because I feel like that's the vision, is like that pure immersion, you know, like that experience that just completely transports you into it. And that's exactly what happens.
Well, I think he would have implemented VR all throughout the park and done some really, really cool things with it.
For sure.
You know, I mean, there are some implementations, right? But they're not using it to nearly what it could be.
Well, shout out Super Nintendo World for having the Mario Kart ride, the attraction there, being a literal full-blown AR experience.
Yeah,
like,
so good.
It is it's an AR game, but you're on a ride while you're playing it, and it is really badass. You know, quickly, the one aspect of it that I would say is kind of a drawback, and it's always been this for AR for me, is a lack of FOV. A little bit more FOV would like really drive that experience home and like make it truly magical. Like I was like kind of missing the bottom half of my vision, but that's
I feel like the field of view was really good compared to most AR headsets. It was still pretty impressive, right?
It was absolutely yes. It wasn't like the the window pane box thing or anything. It was very high quality, very good, and literally the most comfortable headset I've ever put on. Yeah, like I put that thing on, I was like, oh, I could wear this forever. Like seriously. So anyway, we had a really good time, and you know, shout out Toad, because we're homies now. How was your week? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah,
hung out, played a little bit of VR, and worked a lot.
Well, that's par for the course.
Played VR with Betty.
Nice.
It was great. We played all kinds of stuff. And last week we played a game called Overdark, OVR Dark, and it's like a 3-4 hour, almost like a mini Resident Evil game, and it was really good. But while we were playing that, I love the PSVR too. But it is so freaking uncomfortable for me. It slides around. I constantly have to adjust it.
It is uncomfortable.
It's like resting on my nose, and I have to move it and just wiggle it around. So after that experience, I sprung for the globular cluster. And oh my God, I don't know if you guys can see this. There's this like back piece that grabs onto your head. There's this awesome forehead pad that you can't really see on the camera that's super, super comfy. There's a top strap. This completely changed the PSVR 2 for me. It's not the same headset at all. Like Sony, if they ever do a headset again, should hire these guys. Should go, we are buying you just so you can do our comfort, because these guys know what's up. Incredible. Buy this if you are a PSVR 2 player. There is just no, and I bought this with my own money. They did not send this to me, and I'm still giving them a plug because my God,
I've never heard anybody say that thing wasn't worth it.
It's so good. Yeah, it is so good.
Yep. Globular cluster. So, hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us again on the live show here. Quick shout out to some of our peeps in chat before we dive into things. You know, I saw some names that aren't seeing now. I saw Diego earlier, and I saw one other friend in there too. But hey, shout out. First in chat listed here for the live chat for me, however, is Amelia Faust. What's up, Amelia?
Hey, what's up?
Thank you for being here and being a part of the Between Realities family. You know, means a lot to us. Flame Solus is here in chat. We got ClassyGrandma. So good to see you as always.
What's
Thanks
up,
for
Classy?
keeping Discord alive. Duggars K in the house as well. Good to see you as well. Riamu VR is here. We got a little red/ace. Dude, we're going to see you in about a week or so. What's up, man?
Yeah, you coming to AWE?
AWE in Long Beach, June 18th through 20th. So we're going to be in California, LA area, June 18th. No, it's probably 17th to like 20th or 21st.
Yep.
But if you're
With Palmer Luckey unveiling his new HMD, let's go.
we're gonna have to get into that a little bit if we can, because that's really interesting stuff. And he'll be speaking there too. So Palmer Luck will be crawling around AWE with everybody. Creeper Betty's here. What's up, Betty? I do miss you.
What's up, Betty?
Just so you know, Jaden is here. That's my good buddy. Sweaty Nug, JJ.
What's up, Jay?
I'm gonna keep your old name alive forever. I'm sorry, brother. That's how I know you. Beat Saberita, hello, dear. Thank you for being here.
How's it going?
Hussein X, hello. What's up, man? Mahina as well.
Hey, what's up?
If you haven't seen Maeva's episode of Between Realities, you should probably go watch that.
Absolutely.
And immediately after this, for the record, just finish this episode and go there.
Yep.
Hussein X, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Hey.
Farmer True, Super Shirt. Hey,
Farmer
thanks,
True,
bro.
what's up, dude?
Good to see you. And Patch also giving me the shout out for the shirt. Really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Like, as I said, I like to flex merchandise, I guess. It's like a part of my personality. Arcanian is here. Hey, folks. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Virtual stream. Isn't that hilarious that I just said that? Virtual Steve, who has an amazing stream. Go watch Virtual Stream with Steve. Kevin Frost is here. Have we been?
Hey.
Have we seen the city of Mesa's news? They have an AR VR space opening up called the Small Business Builder at the studio at the Mesa City Center. Did you know about that?
What? I did not.
Maybe we'll go cover it.
Yeah.
I
think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because that's like we.
Who said that?
Who did say? Kevin Frost said that.
Oh yeah, because he's in Arizona.
Nice. We could probably throw a rock and hit that place from here.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna go check.
Yeah,
it out.
we're there. Absolutely.
Space Denizen.
What's up, Void? How's it going, buddy?
Void Citizen, Space Denizen. He lives in outer space, by the way.
He does.
You guys got to, if you haven't figured that out by now, that's what he does. Phil Marshall's here. Good evening. Good to see you. MickeyBerr is here, which means you guys should probably have your fast fingers ready to go for, I'm assuming he's dropping game keys at this point. Like,
I've never seen him not do it.
Has he ever not done it? Sorry, Mickey, but I think that's the expectation at this point, brother. ClassyGrandma dropping us $10. What?
Hey.
She said, what up, Skiva? Hi, Alex. Love you guys. Just so you know, ClassyGrandma, for the record, that'll never get old to hear, but we do know that, and it means a lot to us. So thank you.
We love you, too.
Being here. We really do. Yeah. Sean P. Tattoos. Bro, you were the first name that I saw. Like, early this morning, I saw you in chat. Early to go. So
thanks for coming.
For being here. And everybody else who, was too slow to get in chat. Hi. Good to see you. You want to do the show? You want to do today's show?
Sure, you can crawl into the desk and go to sleep.
I mean, do you want to do it with me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The two of us start the show together.
You meant because you didn't have your coffee before the show like you normally do.
Dude,
you're going to crawl into the desk.
I had a Starbucks coffee this morning, and that's all I've had.
Oh, wow. That's it?
Yeah, I've been busy lately, and I am forgetting to eat. It's weird.
Wow.
But I did not forget to eat for the past 5 days. Like, I've stuffed more calories into me than, even yesterday, I was eating stuff I don't normally do. So I'm good.
I stress eat, so I rarely forget to eat.
Well, I won't be withering away anytime soon. Anyway, before we introduce today's guest, maybe y'all should take a quick look at this.
Chris was once a child who later grew up to become a slightly bigger child. Throughout his many years, he would partake in a large variety of activities, such as partying, skateboarding, getting rejected by women, falling with style and without, partying, being a cog in the corporate machine, rebelling against the corporate machine, nipples. But there is one thing he loved more than anything else, the circus. He wanted to be part of the circus so bad, he once stacked his paper for an entire summer to purchase his very own sear wheel, only to realize he's just mid. Lost without purpose, and No bitches, he pondered to himself. Maybe this isn't the life for me. Perhaps I should just quit reality. So he did, and nothing would ever be the same.
Oh, God! Ah!
Let's get this together.
Still no bitches, though.
Please, everyone, welcome to Between Realities, the craziest VR content creator out there, ChrisQuitsReality. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Oh, God, that was so funny. I've seen that video like 4 times, but it's still funny.
It is.
I just
so
hear myself hitting walls over and over and over and over.
Bro, thank you so much for joining us on the show, man. We have wanted to have you on as a guest for a long time. I know this isn't like in your typical wheelhouse of things to do, and it means a lot that you're, spending some time today to sit and hang out with us and chat with the Between Realities fam.
Oh no, this is awesome,
dude.
Thanks for having me,
man.
Absolutely. This, that highlight reel, like it's not often that we like show a video before an introduction for somebody, but that is the best introduction ever, man. Like that channel trailer is so hype. Like there's, what is that? Like 4 years worth of content that you're putting into that highlight reel there.
Yeah. Plus some just old clips from my life. I've been recording stuff for eternity. So
nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah. Alex usually just, speaks the intro, but that was just too good not to show.
Yeah. Well, and also you got to get a glimpse at some of this stuff to understand really what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to say oh, this guy does crazy stuff in VR, but it's another to witness some of these insane stunts that you've done wearing a headset, man. It's really, really impressive. So we're excited to kind of dive in and, get to know a little bit about your creative process.
Yeah.
So you said you've been filming stuff for a long time. Have you been in the YouTube game for a long time, or did you get into YouTube after kind of discovering VR?
So I was filming stuff before YouTube, actually. Like when I first started. So the first content I ever used to make was so when back Halo 1, when Halo 2 was coming out, I used to be a big part of their glitchy community and finding exploits and stuff like that. And
cool.
I actually found a lot of stuff that speedrunners are still using today, because I would spend all day long recording stuff onto VHS, uploading it in 320p, and it was just that was my whole thing. That was my first taste of making stuff that people enjoyed. So it's
wow, there's so much to unpack just right there. So you were discovering glitches in the original Halo that people still use in speedruns now? Did I understand that?
And one of the top speedrunners, Mr. Monopoly, he's one of the guys from the old forum. There's this forum called High Impact Halo that we did all this stuff on. And it's he's still, I don't know how he has the commitment for it, but he's still speedrunning Halo 1, Halo 2. Once people get hooked on something like that, they're in it for life.
Yeah.
Well, and
wow.
I can't, I have to imagine, first of all, speedrunners are a special breed of human. You need, it's so hard to do. It is so insanely hard to be a speedrunner that only this I don't know, elite class of twitchy mofos can get in there and actually execute some of that stuff. So I feel for a lot of people it's got to be like a workout that you can't get otherwise, because it's so refined and so precise to do.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I could do speedrunning if it's like those 1 minute maps where it's like if you screw up, you can just start it over.
Yeah.
But like people that do like the 6.5 hour blind speed runs of Ocarina of Time, 100%, it's just like, oh.
The blind stuff is nuts.
Yeah,
the blind
absolutely
stuff is
insane.
Nuts. You know, and we talk about Nintendo. Like, I feel like Mario 64 is like, I don't know, is it from where I'm sitting? It appears to kind of be the the gold standard, leading the charge of the speedrunning community's game. I feel like Mario 64 is like the speedrunning game, but maybe you know a little better than I do.
I mean, so I did that for a long time, and then it was right around like Halo Reach is like I moved on from there and started doing other stuff. I made a ton of this was pre-YouTube. So something that was super funny is we used to upload all our stuff. There was a big file sharing website called Mythica, and we'd upload to there. And then YouTube came out, and I remember the whole conversation on the forum, like, should I upload to YouTube? And people were like, don't upload there, it's gonna be gone. Upload everything to Mythica. Well, guess who lost a shitload of videos? Because he uploaded everything to Mythica. Anymore.
I've never even heard of Mythica.
I don't think I have either. Man, but I do remember YouTube before it was Google owned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think most of us here are probably old enough to remember the early days of YouTube. So eventually you made the switch over, and I mean, have you always done gaming content, or were you filming skits and stuff? I see all kinds of weird stuff in that trailer that we showed.
I mean, I've always just filmed dumb stuff, but I wasn't particularly making content. Pretty much after I did that kind of stuff, that's once I got out of school and then went to the workforce, and that sucked my entire soul away for a while.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until, I mean, I didn't even get back into real content. I tried, it was around 2015, 2016, I started screwing around with some new stuff. So I got really into drone flying and stuff.
Nice.
And that was kind of a new emerging thing there too, racing drones and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was doing some fun stuff with that. I've always tried to do the just kind of, I don't know, just weird stuff that people haven't done. People usually don't like to risk their equipment with stuff, so they like seeing other people do it. So it's we had this video where we were pouring food all over this drone I got at the thrift store. It was just cutting it up and just I don't know, it was really weird. We're just trying random stuff, and then it's just and then, but that was all between work. I kind of try something, go away, try something, just for the fun of it, not trying to pop off or anything,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until VR stuff that I found something that I really enjoyed doing. So
well, and you mentioned in the video that we showed that you wanted to join the circus. Is that real? Did you actually attempt to become some kind of acrobat or join a traveling circus thing?
Oh yeah, so I wanted to that. So when I was younger, it's well, I still watch them all now, but so I was super into the circus stuff. In my city, Reno, Nevada, we have so what made me love it is we have a casino called Circus here. I think they have one in Vegas also.
Mm-hmm.
But parents would go gamble, they jump us off in the fun center. And Circus, every 45 minutes they do a circus act, And they have different people that are traveling through will fill that gap for the circus thing. So I saw a bunch of people while I was hanging out there. At the time it's world's best juggler. All these people doing I love the trapeze, all that kind of stuff, tightrope, all that, everything like that. And that made me fall in love with it. And then I started watching that stuff more when I was growing up. And then never really, but I never saw any acts that I particularly would have wanted to try, And then on YouTube, I ran across a video of a street performer in Mexico, and he was using that, I don't know if you can see it from here, but he was using that sear wheel.
Yeah.
The circle hoop. And I had never seen anything like that before. And he's just flying around with it, freaking going crazy. And I was I have no idea what it is, but I have to figure out what it is. And it took me, even then, since it's such a new thing, no one could help me figure out what the name of it is. So I just take a metal pipe and bend it or something like that, And then I found out what it was called. I found the only creator in Canada. It's like the video said. I saved up it was $1,500, 2007 money.
Jeez, for that ring?
Yeah, it looks like a piece of metal, but it's not. It's it's sized breaks apart, it's coded, it's all hand, and then it was coming from Quebec, where all the like, you know, circus stuff kind of happens down there. And then that's where I started it. And then I just started doing street performing stuff. But the big issue I had is I had nowhere to really practice. It was like all self-taught, all outside. I don't do good in the sun.
Yeah, I can relate to that, brother.
So practicing was hard. So I did it like for a novelty for a bit, and then just kind of, I mean, like, I don't know. Like I would have never been able to get to that level just because there wasn't enough opportunity in my city for doing that kind of stuff. But being like doing something like that always seemed like it was super fun because you're literally doing something that looks impressive, and you're having fun while you're doing it, and then people think it's awesome, and you make money. It's like what is the better? What is better than that?
Nothing. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Well, maybe one thing that's better than that is putting something over your eyes and doing it.
Right? Yeah, doing it blind.
I know. So you said you ended up joining the workforce and it sucked the soul out of you. Like, what did you end up like getting into, and like, you know, how has that evolved for you over the years?
Well, I did. First job was like security stuff. And I did a lot of graveyard shift stuff because I didn't mind graveyard because once again, it stay away from the sun, you know. And then yeah, I did a lot of security. Then I did a lot of like warehouse work. I was at like a JCPenney distribution center. They had this like area where it's like you're operating these cranes in this big like 20 story like area. But it's just moving boxes, and you're just in there all night moving boxes. And then I did graveyard for like 8 years or something. I mean, it's hard to get out of it. That's why I woke up like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like you're still on the graveyard shift. It's like during our correspondence, I get an email from him at like 3 p.m. and he's like, "Oh, I just woke up, man." I'm like, what? It's been a while since I woke up at 3.
I mean, all the fun stuff happens in VR chat after midnight, so
true that.
It's fun.
True that. So do you still work, or like is Chris quitting reality for real? Like, are you full in?
So it started to pop off a little bit. So COVID is when my channel started to take off because this is when I was actively like working on my channel, but then I went to work at that grow. So that picture of me standing behind all those plants, like I was actually working at that grow. And then that's when I first started getting into VR, like around like 2017, somewhere around there. And I was screwing around with stuff. So like the first kind of pop off I had was I was juggling in Half-Life Alyx. And that went like huge on Reddit. You know, it got like 110,000 likes on Reddit. So that got like the first eyes on my channel for there. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. People like seeing something a little bit different in here. And then, but I was just kind of picking at it, you know, because then I'd go to work, come back, and do all that kind of stuff. And then when COVID, oh, hello, cat.
Show the cat. Who is this?
But yeah, then when COVID got a little bit worse, I got sent home for like a few months, and that's when I was like, okay, I got nothing better going on. I'm just gonna crack away this channel. And then by the time I got back, I had the VR chat stuff was popping off. Nice. So I did another couple months there, and then went off and just been doing the channel since.
Boom. And I mean, now you're closing in on 1 million subs, dude.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Dang.
Like,
that's pretty wild.
I mean, I don't know. Like, first of all, let me mention this. The juggling in Portal in VR, that is so cool. Like, I had never seen anything like that. That was really awesome.
I have PTSD from that one because so the guy made the mod and I got the idea. I was like, dude, I can juggle through portals. Like, this is going to be sick. What you guys saw when you see that 2-minute video is like 25 hours of juggling because the portals only really worked like 2/3 of the time. Stuff would just go through fall, or if you went close to it, stuff wouldn't go through because it's just some guy's like janky mod he made in there, you know? So it's like I'm doing the passes and stuff, and then you would throw it and it would just hit the portal and fall down, or it would come out the other side and fall down. So it's like not only am I correcting for my error, you know, it's like, because I'd still mess up sometimes too. It's like when you're statistically, they're not all going to go through. It was a nightmare. And then like I had a friend watching me do stuff. I was like 3 hours straight just trying to do this one pass of like, and I was like, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. it just like, dude, I was almost crying for that. And then I was like, dude, this is gonna blow people away. No one juggles in VR, but also no one's ever juggled through portals. Like, this is gonna be crazy. And I put a clip on Reddit, and all the comments were like, dude, I've seen people do 6 balls. That's
my God.
And it's just like, I put it in like the next fucking level subreddit, and people are just like, dude, this isn't. It's like from the title it sounds cool, but from the video it sucks. And it's just like, spent 25 hours on that.
Man, Reddit is so incredibly toxic. People will poop on anything that you do on Reddit. It doesn't matter how impressive it is.
I know, dude. You can't. I love Reddit. I spend a whole lot of time on there.
I do love it too, but yeah.
People are going to criticize every little thing, but that one was just like, man, like I spent so much time on it, you know.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
It really is.
A big issue is people think like, since it's VR, the juggling's easier, you know? And it's actually like, the only thing that's easier is like if you're doing something like throwing plates or something, obviously it's easier to catch than a real plate. But like IRL, you're like rolling, you're doing little micro adjustments. Like you're looking straight and you're kind of just rolling them off your hand. In VR, you have to be like precision. Like you have to throw it exactly where you want it to go, or it's just not going to go there. Like you can't catch it and just be like, bloop, bloop, like one goes over here. So it's like getting all the heights and everything is just an absolute nightmare. And you can't hold 3 at the same time. So even just starting it, you got to throw one in the air and then get it going, you know? It's just like... but
that is a good point.
People, they appreciate it. They saw it and they're like, man, that's absolutely rad.
Yeah, well, that was my first thought.
Good ones.
What's up, Laszlo216? Good to see you, dude. Thanks for joining us. Cleveland Heights represent. Yeah, bro. And Brandon VR flying in here as well, saying Batman VR just debuted. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Thanks for the update.
Heck yeah.
You know, but we're talking about something else right now, Brandon. I'm just kidding. Thanks.
Shut up, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks for being here, bro. So, Chris, did you like hit the ground running with VR content, like immediately doing like Chris branded stuff, or like what did your first VR content look like?
I was just trying random stuff. There's a lot of like Half-Life Alyx stuff. So I would try a few things. Like we had some kind of like I tried the classic, you know, funny moments type compilation stuff. So I think one of my first kind of popular videos was with we did the Forest in VR, and I had some clips pop off on Reddit and a couple pop off just some of the funny stuff that happened while playing that.
Yeah.
And then I tried random stuff like juggling. So I'm the kind of person that like I'll try a few things, and if it's not landing, then I'll go, okay, I'll just try something else. Like just keep, because the channel's new, it doesn't matter. Like, so I was getting like, I think after the juggling thing, I had like 3,000 or 4,000 subs or something like that. And I didn't want to be just like the juggling guy. So I just figured just keep trying stuff, and if something really pops off, then kind of run with it there. Oh yeah, the first vid was PokerStars VR actually.
Okay, cool.
And so what started my whole channel is we were playing PokerStars, and this is before you were able to play space and like do all this kind of stuff. So I had my physical space, and I went under the table. When people were coming in, I would jump up from the table and just get the shit out of them, you know? And they're like, dude, this is pretty funny. You should do like a video on it. I'd watch that. And then that's what started the actual ChrisQuitsReality channel, because we recorded that, then I uploaded, posted around, people thought it was funny, and then just kind of went going from there. So
I love how your brain just like immediately goes to these like novel applications of the technology, you know, like you like immediately like, oh, you know what would be funny? I hide under my real table, and like that stuff is like seriously some of the most magical parts of virtual reality. And it's so cool to see you really like thinking outside of the box with your approach to this stuff and getting weird with it, because it is so entertaining. You know, like I've been told by people who know their stuff that if you're making content, it should either be to entertain or to inform. And like I don't think there's anyone on this planet that would not find some of the stuff that you're doing entertaining. Like even if you don't know VR, like you can clearly see what's happening there, and it is awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what I was thinking was when I first started watching your content, when I first got like my Valve Index, for example, man, I was so careful. I'd put it down carefully. I was like, oh man, I can't break this thing. And I see this guy like jumping off of things and like, you know, just doing the most insane things, smashing headsets everywhere. I was like, oh, I'm having an anxiety attack, but it's so fun to watch. Like, we ever freaked out about like about smashing your equipment and.
Well, to be fair, that was a progression because when I was doing my first like VR chat like trolling content, I was super careful with the headset. Like I didn't want it to hit the ground, you know. Like I was doing some stuff, but like I was obviously like super duper taking care of my equipment, and so I had like pads out, and like I'm making sure like you know I'm just doing all this kind of stuff, and then there's a couple times where it would hit the ground, and I realized it didn't break, you know. So then I got a little more, you know. Do a little bit more, do some other stuff, then a break, you know? And then I come to learn that those things are invincible. So it's like, at least the index is invincible, you know? So it's like,
I'm assuming you've broken an index or two.
Oh yeah, I've broken a few indexes, but it's less than you would think. Like the index count is like 3 or something. Wow. And one of them is the sacrifice. Like I did a index torture test video. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see that, but I did all this stuff to it. Then I poured milk all over my head. It died, and I was like, okay, it's broken. Then I baked it in the oven until it was completely melted, and then it turned back on again, and it worked again, and it fully tracked again.
What? That the first index that you killed, or did the first one happen organically?
The first one just happened organically, and like what's weird about it is when they do break, it's like it's not from one specific thing. It's like what'll just happen is like I'll go in VR chat the next day, I'll be chilling out for a little bit, and then it just goes gray screen. And it's not working from that point on. So it's like I've never hit my head and then been like, oh, that head's like that happens with the controllers. Worst controllers I've ever.
Thank you.
Oh, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I love the controllers. They just break all the time.
I love the controllers, but like, yeah, exactly. It's all plastic. I hate the thumbsticks. I hate that the thumbsticks wear out in like 1 month of organic use, especially if you're like, I do a lot of competitive shooters and stuff like that. And you wear out your left thumbsticks. Like one of my friend he's actually, his name's Samachi. He's like, the top. I don't know if you guys ever met him.
Yeah, he's the top in every first-person shooter that he plays.
Yeah.
I'm in his clan for that kind of stuff, and we do pop one comp and stuff like that. Nice. And like he's gone through like 20 something. He still has drift all the time. It's like they just made them so like everything is so nice except for the durability on them, you know. And
I don't even like the grip personally. I hate that soft, squishy grip.
Just a little.
Yeah, I can't. It's like I need an analog, or what is it? Yeah, like an analog button or something. Like I need the Quest controller.
If it had a click, if it had a little click,
then I'd be in.
Nice. Totally.
Then I'd be in.
I hope they learn a lot from their controllers on this first one for their next headset, because you know, number one, durability. Like I've never gone through so many controllers in anything ever. I think I'm on my 6th set, and they're kind of a little bit messed up too. And I do not do ChrisQuitsReality stuff.
Yeah. So, you guys want to see something sick?
Yeah.
Well, bam! All right,
whoa. Okay.
Oh, they're
so
green.
These are the stunt controllers. So some dude was watching my vids, and I posted a picture of like 12 broken controllers. He literally made me an entire 3D printed cage for this, you know. So it's like I use this one when it's going to be something like where I just have no idea where this thing's going to go, you know. But
is that protecting it? Like, is that going to save it from an impact?
Yeah. So nothing. The way it's set up is none of this. I could do like a handstand on it, and it's going to be fine. And like I've thrown them across the ground. The problem is they suck to use because they're like heavy.
Yeah.
But it's like if I just need something that I know the controller is going to get smashed, then I'll use these. But most of the time, you don't know what's going to happen. That's what sucks. Like what usually happens is I'll like go to catch myself instinctually, and then you open your hand, and the index is like curved. You know, it's got like that going on. So I'll go to catch myself, and you land like this.
Oh.
And then they have. The worst part is, the weakest part is they only have one little piece of plastic right here that holds this top part to this bottom part. And that's where the ribbon cable is for the power. So I'll go to catch myself, and you'll just hear a snap, and then the controller's done.
It's done.
Like it's done just like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Man.
Dude, first of all, shout out Awaken Toast, bro. Dropping a $20 super chat saying this. He said, "This man is a serious legend in the VR scene. I've never seen someone more dedicated to the bit."
Dude.
Amen to that.
For real.
Amen to that. Pure
100%.
dedication. So, because like you're out there, like you are doing some like legitimately risky stuff, not just for your gear, but for your body. You're like doing backflips on exercise balls and like doing jumping drop kicks and stuff like that. Like, do you have to like, are you like a trained professional? Like, do you know how to take falls, or are you just out there just like going hard as a mother, just like not caring?
So not professionally trained. But I mean, I was skateboarding since I was like 6. And I used to do a lot of skateboarding like all through high school, and you're gonna like eat shit a lot, you know?
Yep.
So I got used to not being scared of going from a roof down to the ground and then rolling it, you know, as long as you roll and do something like that, you know. So it's like most of the time, there's some like more riskier stuff. So it looks like it's just like random, but I do have an idea of what's gonna happen. Like, obviously. So even when I jump on like a yoga ball, like, I don't know if you guys seen those ones where I jump on it and just body myself and flip over.
Oh, yeah. It's playing right now.
I know how I'm going to be trying to land for that. And like the reason why I don't do it at this house anymore, like I haven't done it in so long, is because this floor is actually cement. And the floor at the other place, even though it's a wood floor still absorbs the impact from you landing on it and disperses it, you know, so you'll see like the camera shake and stuff. This is just cement. So if I do that on this floor, I'm just gonna, you know,
that sounds so painful.
I got the ceiling that I could fall from, but I had to give up like just the floor. So
at least we still have the ceiling, you know. That's good. I also love that clip of like you putting the headset on that doll and chucking it over the edge of that balcony. That is so hilarious.
Yeah, that was the during the torch test vid.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was throwing it around in there, doing a bunch of stuff, and of course it survived all of it, like falling from the top and everything.
Insane.
So
have you broken anything in your body from attempting any of these stunts? What was your worst injury physically?
So the only one that I'm worried about really right now is like my wrist. So there's that, and this wasn't even during a stunt. So there was that clip during the intro vid where I was like skateboarding and I did that slide and I landed back. That was actually at a Population 1 meetup. That was like the first Vegas meetup they did for Population 1. And
oh yeah, Population IRL, right?
Yep. Yeah. I was at that. Yeah, I was at that community meetup down there. And then also, let me tell you, those nerds go hard. That was actually wild. Like, what the...
Oh, like it was a party.
Yeah. Didn't you go to at all? I think I went for a couple hours one day.
Yeah. That was during CES, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was way too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though.
Anyways, we're super hammered for the night before, and we're just playing skate on these Walmart skateboards, and that just the way I landed, it's like I feel like I did something. Like usually if I do something, I'll just give it time because it usually go away. But that lasted for like a couple months. Like I could barely do like a handstand, and I was like, okay, I gotta actually go get checked out. And then literally 2 days after I said that to myself, my wrist started feeling good again, so I just didn't worry about it. And then I was like, okay, so it's good for like a year. And then I was doing some other handstand work and stuff like that, and the pains all come back again. So I'm a little scared that like, I hope I didn't miss the bus on like, you know.
Is there a doctor in the house? Is anyone listening a doctor?
It's right here, diagnose.
Yeah, we need a live diagnosis on the show, please. If anybody could get their doctor here in the live stream, that would really be appreciated.
Man, I'm looking at videos of... I'm looking at videos of you right now jumping on a trampoline with a headset, and you know, it's funny because where my brain goes is, how is this headset and tracker staying connected? How did you get base stations outside in the backyard? Like, just from a technical standpoint,
dude, that footage is
happening?
So funny. Imagine seeing this avatar like when you're just world hopping, and all of a sudden this dude is just bouncing all over the place doing flips. It looks so cool.
Oh my god. Did you bring your base stations outside?
Yeah, everything was outside. And it's at nighttime, obviously, because it only tracks at night. That's why I have it at nighttime, because the IR and stuff. What I'm jealous about is how good the new quests are, because you can just use that outside.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be, so like when I got the Quest 1, I had an early vid where I was like playing Beat Saber. It was like my first thing kind of using the Quest. And like, I just did like a montage of me playing Beat Saber, and now I'm on my roof. And now I'm under a train bridge, and now I'm doing this and doing that and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, that video took like 2 weeks because I had to get the shots during sunup or sundown, like in that small little window, because if you had direct sunlight, it's not going to track anymore. You wouldn't have hands. And it's like, now you can just go outside and run around and just do whatever you want. Like, there's a lot of vids I did where it's like, because no one was taking their stuff outside too, because everyone has like the false idea. It's just like, they think that if you take your headset outside, it's going to burst into fire like a vampire or something. It's like, people were commenting on those vids all day, just like, it's ruined.
Yeah.
And it's like, just don't let the lenses go in the sun.
Right. Yeah, because having direct line of sight from the sun into the lenses will absolutely do bad things to your screen, right? But it does not affect the cameras that track the headset. It doesn't affect any of that stuff. It's not gonna harm it at all. So.
And something wild is when I was doing the index test, I of course did a sun test. So how long do you guys think it takes of like pointing directly at the sun for it to like get a burn on the lens?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say 30 seconds. What do you think, Skiva?
What do you think?
Well, I mean, geez, I remember Zimtalk walking out to his pool and walking back, and his Oculus Go was the screen was messed up, and that was maybe a minute or 2 minutes or something.
I would almost
like
guess less than 30 seconds now that I'm thinking about it. Like 15 seconds. All right,
I don't know.
Hit us with it.
So I was thinking around 30 seconds too, or something like that. So I went out there and all I did was this. I went like that, already burnt.
Instant.
Wow.
Instant. And then you could already see, like, it wasn't severe, but you have this white glowing spot where it burnt all the pixels there, you know? And then I did it for 5 seconds, and it was substantially worse. And then of course I did like 10 seconds and moved it around, and it literally will just draw a line. The second the sun directly hits it, it's frying your lenses immediately.
Like a laser. It's like,
yep.
I mean, because every time I've seen, I'm not the kind of kid that like burned ants with a magnifying glass, but like, I feel like I've seen it represented in like cartoons and movies and media plenty of times. And like, I feel like they're always like, there's like this slow burn to kind of get in them, but I guess
the lenses are in the golden spot to just laser that shit right
like
on
literally a laser. That is crazy. Yeah, I guess it doesn't surprise me. As soon as I started thinking about it, I was like, actually, yeah, like that is
we're playing you burning the screen right now, just so you know.
Oh my god, dude, this stuff.
So there you go. There's firsthand. So you guys out there in VR land do not have to try this. You can see what'll happen. Yeah. Because Chris has sacrificed his index for you.
Oh, there he is with the rope tied around it, swinging all over. Dude, one of my favorite videos is when you tied the rope to the controllers in Blade and Sorcery, and we're like punching people from like 10 feet away. That is so good, man. It's such a good idea.
Did you know that the arms were going to stretch out? What were you thinking was going to happen there? Because that is the most ridiculous thing I've seen.
So I knew, actually, this is what's worse, is I actually contacted Warp Frog or what's the guy's, the Baron or whatever, because like old Blade and Sorcery before the update, the legs and the arms stretched. So I had like some earlier bits where I was like playing hacky sack with their heads and like throwing my arms across the room and kicking my feet and stuff like that. And then I was super sad because I went on the new update and the legs didn't stretch anymore. So I was like, can I get the leg stretchies back? And he's like, it just doesn't work like that anymore.
He could have given you an older build. Come on.
The older build, but all the new stuff, man. Like that game, the development on it's crazy. They're always putting out like banger updates. I think there's something new coming out too. So I don't know.
Oh, it's something new for Blade and Sorcery out there. What do you know, Skiva? Come on.
I actually don't. I haven't followed Blade and Sorcery in a long time. It's a great game, right? It's just one of those games that I've kind of played to death and just haven't gone back into for a little while.
that was my early content too. Like I got that game right when it came out, and I have some super early videos of me just like not even on my main channel, like on my other channel. I was sharing clips to Reddit, and it was me like creatively throwing people up and then like rolling around and hitting them or like throwing them in the chandeliers and stuff. And then yeah.
Have you messed around with mixed reality? Oh yeah, I guess you have. All that stuff is in MR. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then I guess you don't need MR for VR chat. You can just kind of pull the camera out and film yourself.
What was your first experience going into VR chat? Because I feel like you do a lot of content in VR chat, so you must have gone in there one time and been like, oh, like just see this unlimited platform for comedy gold, right?
Yeah. Well, I'd pop in there. Like I'd take friends in there because this was around like Uganda Knuckles time.
Nice.
So the memes are popping off. So I'd take people in there for like the novelty. But like I wasn't a huge like VR chat person, you know. And then my roommate actually made some friends in there, so I'd pop in to hang out with him. And this is when I was running around, you know, like a half body scrub, you know, just disgusting. Plain.
Disgusting.
But yeah. So I actually wasn't doing too much in there besides just popping in and hanging out every once in a while. But what happened was I really wanted the full body tracking. This is like right when the 2.0s just came out. But the way that I operate is if I'm going to drop a lot of money, it's like it was like $300 $400 for them. I justify it by going, I'm just going to use it for content. And then if I make a few vids out of it, then it kind of justifies the purchase of it. So I was like, what am I going to do with these that people haven't done with these, you know? And then that's why I started doing the VR chat. That's why I tried the VR chat trolling stuff. And then that somehow stuck right away. So I guess I'll just stick with this a little bit.
Dude, and it's almost like, you know, I understand why it's called VR chat trolling, but like, are you really trolling? Like, or you're like a street performer in VR chat.
Yeah, listen, I didn't overthink the name when I was setting it up for my 2,000 subs, you know, at the time. But because I was thinking, I remember being in the kitchen, like tucked in my room, and I was like, man, the vid's done, but what should I call it? So I call it Full Body Experiments in VR or something like that, you know? And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm really bad with titles too. Like, I think I hit my head too many times. Like, I cannot think of like, I struggle the most with deciding on what I'm going to call something, you know?
Oh, I get stuck on character creation screens for like an hour sometimes, like making a new character, and like everything is an easy decision until I get to the name, and then I'm like, locked.
Well, my Morrowind character was Mr. Assassin Man for the longest time, because that's how bad I am with, you know,
beautiful.
Coming up with.
For the record, ChrisQuitsReality is great. I think that's a really good name, especially just like for the type of content you're doing. Like it hits the nail right on the head. So I think you named the channel really well.
That's not even the original name. That's a rebrand name.
Oh wow, what was the original?
I don't even want to say it. It sucks. The original name was Mr. Impossibro.
Mr. Impossibro.
So if you want to see some wilder content on the channel too, if you go early, do you guys remember the Raid Area 51 event?
Yes. It was a real life thing.
So I was there, and I set up a booth where I was making people free tinfoil hats. And I ended up on BuzzFeed and Vice. Like if you search, like if you Googled Raid Area 51 tinfoil hat or something like that, you'll see me with my flamingo shirt, like with a full face of tinfoil, just running around there. That was some early content I had on there, because just like I was going around like, that's what I was really like into everything VR related. So I was like, 3D camera, 360 camera. This would be so cool to view in VR.
Hell yeah. Yeah, now you're closing in on 1 million subs, dude. Like, that's insane, right? Like 1 million subscribers, like that is a big number, dude. Like, congratulations. Like, how does it feel seeing like your baby kind of grow up like that?
It's pretty wild. I mean, it's up and down. YouTube is a very unpredictable place, but I never expected in my wildest dreams it was going to go up there. Like, so with the content I was doing, I was like, I feel like if I got like 25K subs, that could justify the cringe that I'm making. Yeah. So if I showed it to someone, because like I walk a very fine line of cringe, you know, like I'm dangerously on the edge sometimes. Sometimes you go a little over, sometimes you do something badass. Like you never know what's going to happen. And but yeah.
Yeah. Yes. What was the train of thought there? I lost it too. What were we talking about? Skew doesn't know either.
No, I'm kind of like scrolling through his videos looking for like little clips.
There's so much.
There's so much good stuff. I don't even know what this. I go to click on one thing and I see something else and I'm like, oh my god, this is absolute chaos.
But anyway, no, you were just telling us what it's like to be closing in on 1 million subs, like.
Oh.
And you said
I hope
it's crazy.
I get there.
Yeah, you were definitely getting there. You think there's a chance you're not going to? Like, how many subscribers does he have right now?
I'm gonna get there. It's just this last 100K. I think I've been over 900K for like a year and a half. It's just it's been trying to get over that. I want that gold plate button. I feel like the second I get there, they're gonna be like, we have stopped the gold plate button.
Oh right, that would be terrible.
With how many shorts channels now pop over 1 million like overnight?
Oh yeah,
it's like they're probably sick of handing out gold play buttons.
Do you do shorts as well?
I've done some, but like I don't know, man. I feel like shorts kind of cursed my channel. I have a weird relationship with shorts, you know, because I don't know. Like it feels like the second I start doing more shorts, then the long form content immediately like drastically reduced. So it makes me feel like I don't know what they're doing there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I always miss the boat on stuff. Like I like see something popping off. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll take advantage of that. And then by the time I decide to do it, like that's no longer the plan.
Yeah.
Like what I was doing before would have been better. Yeah, you're at 943,000. Thanks, Duggars K. So that's pretty good. So yeah, dude, it's only a matter of time. And you know, I'm curious, like, you know, a lot of us, like, we do what we do because we love virtual reality. Period. Like it is because of our love and passion for virtual reality that we make this content. Like, does that resonate with you? And like, do you think, like, do you see people getting into VR as a result of like discovering some of the content that you've been creating?
Oh yeah, no, literally, every single night in VR chat, if I'm in a public, there's people, they bought their full body tracking because of a vid they saw or TikTok they saw of me, or they bought their headset, or and VR chat's crazy now. Like what blows my mind is like the stuff people are doing in VR chat now, like the dancing stuff, any full body stuff, the pole dancers, every single performance art you can find in there now, burlesque type stuff, like breakdancing. Like the amount of stuff people are doing is absolutely insane. Like I feel like I'm looking up to them trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. You know, there's a lot of those people though that tell me they got into there because they saw my content. Even something just wild real quick is the FBT Heaven, which is like a really popular world there for doing full body stuff. Mizuki started that whole. It's like the most popular full body world for like people doing dance and stuff like that. He started that world because he saw some of my content. You know, so it's kind of crazy whenever I'm in there, and it's just like. People are just like, man, it's like, I'm in here because you did this stuff, and I never thought I'd run into you in a public world. It's like, that's all I do.
Dude, that's so great, man. Like, that's got to be, like, obviously, you know, you want to make a living, and you want to turn this into a career and all of that, but, like, I feel like that alone could incentivize me at least, to, like, keep, like, putting my foot on the gas. It's like, oh, wow, maybe, like, I actually am making a difference. Like, maybe people are getting into VR and, like, doing all this stuff. I mean, not even maybe for you. It's a maybe for me, but, like, you have the proof of it, you know? Like, that's amazing.
I'll tell you, anytime I'm feeling like doo-doo, like, if I say, like, I worked super hard on a vid, and it just didn't go anywhere, but then I go into VR chat, it's like, I'll feel like trash. I'm like, dude, maybe this isn't working out. And then it's like, people, like, I get an immediate spike of motivation when just talking with someone. It's like, man, I am actually doing something, and people are liking this.
Yes.
Like, even if it's not like 1 million views, it's like, no, I'll run into people, especially like in VR chat, they're watching my fucking ones that are, you know, not doing too well, you know, and they're telling me they liked it and stuff like that, you know. So it makes me go, it is worth it.
That is awesome.
You get lost in the numbers, and you forget that there's people. Like, trying to imagine 1 million people.
I know, that's what I was trying to say. That's insane.
When I, like, if I tried to imagine 1 million people in a stadium watching me, I'd freak out, you know. But then it's like, you get like, oh, this video only got 360,000 views, and it got demonetized, but it's like.
How many of your videos get demonetized? Do they do that because of because of content or music, or do they do that because you're literally jumping off of things? And
I'm fighting it all the time. It's almost all of them, because I don't know how other VR chat channels get away with it. Because if you search VR chat, there's a lot of thirst trap content. There's a lot of like, you know, way looter content than stuff I'm doing. I feel like I have like a gang of like grandmas just like reporting every vid I upload, because some of them won't even make it over like 2K views before it's already demonetized. And then like I have to fight them, and like I don't know if you guys know, but like YouTube is not the greatest for trying to get in contact and get your issues resolved.
For real, yeah.
And it's like there's stuff like I've read I know what is monetized, what would be limited monetization, and what I would mark as age restricted, you know. And they're constantly like stuff that'd be limited monetization, it'll get age restricted, and it's like that's dead in the water when that happens. So I feel so bad. Like some people on my channel, like I'll upload some vids like 3 or 4 times, and like the second time I uploaded, I changed nothing, and then I'll upload it once, it'll get age restricted, like not even like limited monetization, just straight to age restriction. And then I won't change anything. I'll upload it again, and then it'll be fine for like 10 million views.
See, that's messed up. That's messed up. It's like some algorithm or AI program is like catching things sometimes, and like, you know, people put their heart and soul into making this kind of content, you know, like it's not easy. It takes just filming yourself playing a game normally is not easy. So to do all the kind of stuff that you're doing, you have to jump through a considerable amount of hoops, not only to pull it off, but to make it look good, to like stay entertaining and stay present while you're thinking about all these moving parts. Like, it's a lot. So for them to just like, sorry, this one's not going up, they're not going to be able to monetize this one today, like that, I'm sure.
It's all the time too, man. It got way worse after Shorts came out, because imagine how much content they were getting flooded to the platform, you know? So they leaned heavily into AI stuff to detect this kind of stuff. And it's like I've had some funny thumbnails too, where it's like I have this one mall I run around in where it's 2 e-boys connected at the belly button. So you just have like one e-boy, and then it's like belly button, and the other e-boy going down. So it's not naked. It stops right here. It's just a torso, you know. They kept removing that thumbnail because nudity. Like they're like, you can't have this thumbnail. And then I put a censor bar over the belly button, and it's like, oh yeah, that's good now. Wow. You got it. You know, it's like just their, I don't know, man. It's been wild. It's been a constant thing with them. Just like I've had some of the craziest like runarounds trying to get stuff. The only reason I made a Twitter to begin with was because I heard Twitter was the best way to reach them to resolve issues. And that's really sad when it's like I'm literally taking other platforms to just try to get in contact with some of this stuff. But
that is messed up. By the way, you mentioned that it was, you know, probably an army of grandmas that was reporting your stuff. I just want to be clear that it's not ClassyGrandma who's in our chat. She would never do that. We have to defend her. And, you know, quickly, because she's been a member for 14 months, I have to ask the question that she wants to know. How many times have you gotten injured from your VR stunts? Just the once?
Yeah, well, this is the only long line. Okay, actually, I have a few weird things. I don't know what is related to it or not. I haven't had any, like, I've had a few temporary things, like I think like one of the worst ones I tried was when I was doing like a jackass thing is Johnny Knoxville, and I got shot with a bunch of paintballs. And I was like, this will be a funny opening, just get shot with a bunch of paintballs. Like that, I have scars everywhere, because you're not supposed to get shot from paintballs from 5 feet away, I've learned. You know, so I had my brother and my roommate like in each corner of the room, like 5 feet away from me, just laying into me with it, and that like, but obviously that healed. I don't know if you'd actually be able to see any of the. Oh no, it's gonna be too bright, but
yeah.
And then I've had just like, it's all been pretty temporary stuff though. Like the wrist thing's the only thing that's hung around. Dude, I thought my retina was detaching like 6 months ago, because I was getting these random flashes. Like it was like someone was taking like a flashlight on the side of my head.
Sounds like horrific.
Yeah, that's not good.
Only like twice a day. It'd be really weird. I'd just be like lying there watching TV, and it'd be like this, you know? And then I Googled it, and of course, WebMD's like, your eye's falling out or something, you know? So I got that checked out, and they looked at everything. They're like, everything's all good. Like, you're good to come in because that's a side effect of that, but you're all good. Have you hit your head by any chance? I was like, a little?
Have you taken LSD recently by chance? By the way, I wanted to just like again kind of reiterate some of that full body tracking stuff because like I'm not a VR chat person, I guess, you know, like I go in there from time to time. I do enjoy it, and like I find reasons to pop in occasionally, you know, but I don't like live in VR chat like a lot of people do. If you are like me and you haven't seen some of this full body tracking stuff that Chris is talking about, let this be your sign to go in there and check it out. The first time I saw like the burlesque like pole dancing stuff in there, I was completely taken aback. I could not believe how like the sexiness and sensuality of those movements are totally present.
Translated.
It is there. It translates. Like I was watching it and enjoying it and thinking to myself, like, I have no clue who's actually on that pole, and I don't even care. I don't even care because this is working for me. And that like starts to like kind of knock on the door of like some kind of like intense like philosophical discussions, you know, like what are the like what is necessary for like having an intimate experience, you know, like the fact that like that could be somebody else that's inhabiting that avatar, but the avatar is the shape that I have come to like. That works for me, you know, like that's very, very interesting. And it got my gears turning quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of people fall into that too. Like it kind of changes your whole perception on a lot of just like, what do you find attractive? Is it the avatar you're finding attractive? Is it like the person that's there? Is it just what they're doing? It's like there's a lot going on, but I feel like it adds an extra layer where it's just like you get to know people more, and then you can look however you want and just do whatever you want. It's wild. And like for people that would want to see like what some of this club stuff looks like, is my buddy he lives in the same city as me. His name's Rins Reviews. He did like a look into VR chat. Like I was like his guide, like taking him around and stuff like that. And I took him to some of those clubs, and he was just like having like a devil succubus, just like twerking in front of your face, and he's just trying not to look.
Yeah,
it's just like they go wild in there. Like,
yeah. Have you seen some of this stuff, Steve?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been all around VR chat.
Are you as into it as me?
No, not really. You know what I do think is pretty awesome. So Genghis always blows my mind. So I go in there with Genghis a bunch, right? And she does these things with avatars where she mocaps all these dance scenes and is able to hit a button on her avatar, and this whole performance starts, and then she can use her full body tracking to like be a part of the show, and like and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind, the creativity, the just how into it you can get and really like express yourself. People love to go out to the clubs, right? Like they love to leave their house and go to an actual club. If you got full body tracking, man, you could live in the clubs in VR chat, right? Like there's just so much to do. But yeah, there's also a lot of, you know, crazy stuff that goes on in there, and that's great.
Don't knock it until you try.
No,
it,
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it.
Don't knock it until you try it. You know, and like I said, I'm not in there all the time, but I was quite impressed by just the energy that really does translate through the avatars. And it's honestly like you said, it's almost enough to incentivize to go get trackers. Like you see it and you're like, oh, okay. I get it.
You want to do that.
Yeah.
You at least want to lie down, let people see your feet. I feel when my trackers die and I go half body, I get freaked out sometimes because like I know where my feet should be, and then I won't see my feet for a second, and it's just like, where are they?
It is a wild feeling to be in full body tracking in VR. Something clicks in your brain when you look down and you see your entire body moving. You see when you move your waist and you see like every foot movement. It's just this crazy immersion thing that happens. Like it's wild. And the more points you're able to put on, the more accurately your body's represented. It's just wild, man. It is an experience for sure.
If you find a good fitting avatar, like regardless on what it looks like, if it actually goes where you're going and everything's where it's supposed to be, like it's a really weird feeling.
It is. Yeah. And, you know, for me, like, I'm glad we've gotten here in the conversation because I would have this conversation every episode if I could, because I think it's important. For me, one of the biggest potentials of virtual reality technology is self-realization and present moment awareness. And I think that full body tracking and seeing yourself in a mirror in VR chat, for example, is one of the fastest ways to get that. Like, it's insane. Like, when we wake up in the morning, we don't look down at our legs kicking saying, holy crap, I'm in here. Whoa. But when you put it on the trackers and you go into VR chat, you look down, you start kicking your feet, and you're blown away by the fact that you exist. You're like, here I am. There are my feet. Wow. And it creates this moment of self-realization that, like, honestly, you'd have to do like martial arts practice or meditate or like do yoga or something to get. So for me, that is like one of the highest potentials of using this technology, is basically just to put on a headset and like wake up, like that easy. So does that resonate? You vibing with that?
Yeah. Well, in the mirror thing, that I find funny too, because so many people knock on like the mirror dwellers and dwelling, and it's like, dude. So what's funny is I've been put on like a pedestal. Like, people always comment and like, this is the stuff you should be doing. This guy's out there doing all this stuff and, you know, getting in shape and doing all this kind of stuff, and you guys are just mirror dwelling. I'm like, I mirror dwelled 95% of the night, and then maybe get out and do a trick.
Yeah.
It's like the mirrors are. It's like what you're saying. Like, you look at a mirror, and it's like, it's. Of course, if you're in a small group, but like if you're in a big group, it is so easy. It's easier to see everyone and talk to everyone when you're just looking at the mirror, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting that you can't go to a VR chat world that doesn't have a mirror, right?
People won't go there.
It's nice to be able to see yourself.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. Have you experimented in any other platforms like Resonite, for example?
Yeah, so I barely had just started doing a little bit of Neos, but this is right before the end of Neos happened.
Yep.
And so Flame Solace, that was in chat like a little bit earlier, I don't know if he's still in there, he was like my guide. And he was, dude, that stuff blows my mind.
It's
like
so
the
good.
way you're able to, I'm watching, so what he was setting up for me, which I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to have done this, I only did a short of it though, was I actually made half balls that I could screw into my Tundra trackers, and then I was physically juggling balls in my hand and in VR that were tracked, so the trackers were paired to each ball.
Nice.
And I was doing stuff like that. He set that whole thing up for me. He wrote I don't know if it's like a script or a workflow. I don't know how it works in there. He just has all this, like, he has his pin out and he's doing all the trees and doing all this kind of stuff. And it's just so crazy that he could whip something together and then hand it to me.
That
and
is
then I could
so
take
cool.
it, put it in my inventory, and now it pairs to my tracker and I could use it for something, you know?
Yeah,
And,
it's like VR chat, but super next level, right? Like, anything you see can be manipulated by many people at a time, collaboratively. It is just like, it's so next level. I don't understand why it isn't more popular. Like, I can't figure it out.
Yeah, you do. You
it's
know
because
why.
it's just over my head when I'm in there. Like,
Yeah.
VR chat, you walk in there and you could be in the black cat running around, yelling at people in no time, you know, like on your quest. And it's like, once you learn, so I haven't done Resonite yet. Like, I've been needing to get in there, but I know Neos, like, it was a little bit more of a headache to get used to. Getting avatars, getting stuff set up was more of a headache. But it's like Microsoft Paint versus like Photoshop.
For sure.
It's like, of course,
Yeah.
it's like the second you know how to do something, there's so much you could do, and it's actually just mind blowing.
I have been telling the leads there forever that they need to have a regular mode and then an advanced mode that you can just switch to in your menu. So it comes like you go in like it's VR chat. It's very easy, approachable, and you don't need to see any of the developer stuff until you opt in to do so, because I feel like a lot of people see that and they get freaked out and they just don't want to, you know, it just melts their brain and then they leave, right? But the thing is, like, you don't have to do any of that. You can just walk in there and just world surf, hang out with people, just like you do in VR chat. But then if you do start wanting to like get that itch of building and seeing how things work and like make your own visions come to life, you can. which is awesome.
I think that would be a good way of doing it, you know, because like my brain immediately goes to the fact that there's not a standalone build of the game, and like that's probably the primary contributing factor why it doesn't have a population. Like I think if people could download it on their Quest for free and just jump in, they maybe would. But then I started thinking about like the VR track crowd, like the real one, like Chris's VR chat crowd, and these are all full body tracking users with PCs and base stations everywhere and indexes and big screen beyonds, and like they are all the PC VR crowd, so they don't technically need a flat a standalone version to like jump over to this other community, but they are still living in VR chat anyway. Yeah, so I do find that interesting because, you know, anybody who's used Neos or Resonite and sees what's going on there can understand, I think, that the opportunities there are astronomical. Like they are probably, there's so much more you can do there than you can in VR chat.
To me, it's almost, VR chat to Resonite is almost like flat screen to VR.
Yeah, I thought Chris's analogy was great.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely.
Microsoft Paint and Photoshop. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. That is perfect.
What's wild is also every single person I ran across when I was in Neos, like there was some people I ran into on accident. Like I was like struggling with stuff, accident with your portal, and you just end up in the world. Every single person that was actively playing it was all doing something insane. Like, I didn't run into people chilling. Like I stumbled into some guy's world by accident, and I was like he's like, "Can I help you? What's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Like my arm's going all crazy." Pulls out his wand, does some stuff, and I was like, "Well, what's going on here?" He's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just importing all of StarCraft into here and then making like all this stuff happen." And he's just like, "Want to see?" And it's like, I guess, like, what? And then like every single person I ran into would always, like, if I had any, like, when I'd bring new friends in there, they would just, you know, they had all this crazy stuff rigged up and they would just be showing us everything. It's like it's almost like they couldn't wait for an outsider to come in so they could show off all the crazy shit they've been working on.
I feel that way, and I don't build anything. I just have an inventory that I've collected and frankly stolen from everybody who I've encountered in there, and I cannot wait to show you the toys I have. Like, I have so much fun stuff. Like, I've got a bazooka that will launch you at 100 miles an hour straight across this map, and I'm going to shoot you directly in the face with it. Like, as soon as possible.
You know my favorite things in there? Did you ever watch the meta memes that they had in there?
Oh, yes,
those headsets that you can put on.
No, the meta means where it plays a video, but the video is actually interacting with the environment.
Oh yeah,
those things are. There's
one that Tribe pulls out all the time, and the video plays and it runs around the world, and if it touches you, it'll kill you, and it comes after you, and it is obnoxious. There's a lot of amazing things that you can do in there that you can't comprehend until you go in there and you see it. It's like Ready Player One on crack.
Yeah, I think the wildest thing I did, which I've been needing to edit up this footage. I'm just so bad. Like I don't know if you guys have seen the Meta movie. Have you guys seen anything of that advertised?
We love the Meta movie.
Yes, done it multiple times.
Moved to Resonite and all that kind of stuff. But I did it on the last leg of them being in Neos, and that thing was amazing.
It's mind-blowing.
Actors, the team, the production, they let me bring all my friends. We ran around in there. Like, there was some stuff that was messed up, but that was mainly because, like, the servers being downgraded and all the kind of issues Neos was having at the time. And it's like, that whole experience, though, was like a live theater. Like, you're just running around, and, like, the characters were so good. Acting was so good.
Yeah.
Everything about it was top-notch. It's just like...
We probably recommend the Meta movie every third episode.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
it's so good.
Like, and anytime I see it, like, hey, we have tickets for upcoming Meta movie shows, I'm always retweeting that. I'm like, yo, people, like, this won't last forever. And again, if you're listening right now, it's not going to last forever. Like, they are not going to run Alien Rescue forever. It requires a large team of, like, real-time actors, and eventually this is not going to be around anymore. And you won't be able to go, I mean, you could watch a video of somebody doing it, but it will not even be remotely close to the experience that you get in there. So for the love of God, if you love VR, go do the Meta movie while you have the chance.
Yeah, and I don't even think it'll be long too before real life actors are replaced by large language models and, you know, AI NPCs in there. So you should definitely get in, support the people that are doing this for a living, and they're doing amazing things and building sets and acting and improving. This isn't one of those things too that you do something, and if you go off script, like, everyone freaks out. Do anything. anything you want, and they will adapt to what you do. They will adapt if you kill a main character. Like, they will adapt. They are incredible.
I want to do it again because, like, I wish I did more because, like, you feel like you almost got to play it safe.
Yeah.
And then you realize, though, that it's like, man, I could have done anything.
Dude. Yes.
I do.
Yes.
And they would have done with it, you know. And it's so funny the way they, like, there was one spot where I was supposed to be permadead because I walk it, like, they're having a conversation. I saw something on the table and just drank it real quick, not knowing it would have any interaction. And it poisoned me. And as I'm dying, they're just like, did he drink that potion? What's that? And then I just died. And they're like, I just hear them talking about me as I'm just like on the ground, you know. And then I came back, and I guess I shouldn't have come back because I technically just died. And then so it's really awkward. I came back, and I was like, "What's up, guys? I just went to the bathroom. Wasn't feeling good." They're like, "You weren't looking good." And just like, man, the amount of I want to know how much more hidden stuff they have in there too, because like they would take us to some of the core stuff, and they're like, "Hey, let's like these are drugs. Like, let's eat them real quick. Let's try to take some back to base or something like that, you know." And they would all do stuff, you know. And it's like everyone was split off into little groups. They're all doing their own thing. And it's like I want to know what that story was going on over there.
Oh man, let's go do it again.
Yeah,
we got to do it.
Oh,
again.
I'm in, man. They're working on the next thing, so the meta movie will be gone here probably sooner rather than later. So anyone that wants to experience Alien Rescue, which is the meta movie theater thing that we're talking about right now, go check it out because Alien Rescue will be disappearing eventually, and the new one will be starting. But man, and it's so good too. They've added so many things now. Now you go on a full like a full car chase, and there's gunners, like, and you're shooting at the bad guys. It's incredible, man.
We're overdue. We gotta go.
Yep, 100%. It's so good.
We go in there. We immediately kill off all the main cast and be like, "This is our show now."
Dude, let's. I would definitely get weird with it the second time. I mean, the first time
I got weird with it the first time.
I did. With the way I interacted with everybody, I didn't take shit from anybody. I was like really snarky and like I had a chip on my shoulder and like I didn't trust anybody. It actually took me like 5 minutes just to approach the group in the first scene. Like I saw them all standing around a fire and I was like, I'm not going over there. So I didn't. And I like just hit around for a while, and eventually they're like, is that somebody over there? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like hiding behind branches and stuff. Like I'm scared to go over there, you know? So yeah, we got to go back in, and maybe we'll hit up Chris when we do, and all of us can get in there and get wild with it.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Amelia Faust, $10 super chat.
Hey.
Love Resonite. Thanks for introducing me to Neos last year. Oh, thanks for being here.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Absolutely.
So Chris, what's next, man? Like, what's next for the channel? Like, what do you got brewing over there? You want to give us a Between Realities exclusive? You know, like you got something that you're doing to get to the 1 million subs? What's happening over with Chris Quits Reality?
So, for main channel, what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of because I'm kind of simplifying what I'm working on. So I'm just gonna go back to what works because I was trying really hard to be variety, and YouTube it's just not gonna work because like I wanted to get into like be able to do reviews and doing like all this other kind of stuff, and I don't know if that's gonna happen. I feel like that's kind of segmented my channel a lot because if I do like a review of like a headset and people go, "Wow, this review is really good," I want to see more, and then I don't drop another review for a year or more, and it's just me flipping around in VR chat that they don't want to see. I feel like that's kind of been what hurt my channel because I went so variety at the beginning. So basically, all the stuff that did well, I'm tightening in. I'm maybe just focusing that so I can make higher quality version of that. I have a trolling video which I haven't done for like a year and a half. I have one of those coming out tomorrow, the next day.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do some more blatant sorcery, just random stuff. Like I want to get into. I've been doing Twitch streaming type stuff. That's where I've been kind of farming more content from. I want to kind of get that going a little bit. Just start getting comfortable doing stuff like that live. And then I think the main stuff I want to focus is like, of course, I want to continue doing all this random stuff people haven't done before, you know. And I have a lot of ideas cooking. A lot of things I want to try. I want to use my treadmill for some stuff. And that's all main channel, so
yeah,
a lot of stuff going on that I plan on doing, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what works out.
Well, I want to be there, like watching with you when we watch it go from 999.98 9,999 hits over the million. What are you gonna do? You gonna throw a party? You gonna celebrate? Like you have to. VR chat watch party maybe, like invite us into VR chat and like pull up like the real time counter and we can all be in a world in there and like watch it tick over 1 million or something.
That'd be awesome. I'm gonna be stoked when that happens. It's gonna be kind of like a relief because it just feels like it's been like there, you know. And then like I don't know, it's funny because like I'll put some videos that are like there's a few vids I've done recently where it's like it's really weird too how the title scheme changes stuff too, because I've done a lot of I've been trying to do like it's been similar to the VR chat trolling content, but I've been trying to theme it more. So it's like I'll do a whole vid based off of Lethal Company or something like that. It's like it'll have all the same kind of stunts, and then it'll get way less clicks just because it doesn't have the name, you know. So it's like, and then I'll do some like meme videos, like April Fool's. I did a video where I was like, my entire channel, but it's just my feet and my cat. And people did not like that. It's like it's a joke.
People didn't like the feet content. I thought that was like a slam dunk.
It was free feet.
It's free feet.
Feet and my cat. Like what is there?
That's what the internet likes.
You don't know what the next clip was going to be. It's going to be like feet or my cat. No. And then one of the wilder ones we did too is my buddy Ryvox. He makes a bunch of music, and I met him in VR chat. And we did a music. I spent like a few weeks editing up this music video for him, and that was like one of my most disliked videos. By just percentage wise, and it's like, man, like people do not want me doing other stuff than just kind of that. So it's like, I don't blame them. I mean, if you came for something, you know, but it's like you look at the channel at the beginning and it's just so random, and I wanted to keep that randomness because I don't know, like, the way my brain works is I'll be playing something and I'll just go, this might work. I just want to try that real quick. And that's the same way I was during the Halo stuff. I was like, I bet I could find a way out there. And then after trying it for 20 hours, I found a way to get to a spot that no one's ever been. Stuff like that, you know. But
well, dude, I don't know. In my opinion, and I mean, I'm not pushing 1 million subs, and I never will. But in my approach is unbridled authenticity. I find liberation in just doing what I feel like, you know, like I just do what I want. Like I do it the way I want to, when I want to, and that's that. And like I'm gonna let it, you know, get where whatever happens with it is what happens with it, you know. Like I'm not saying that should be good advice for you because you're trying to grow this platform and like that is like your bread and butter, you know what I mean? I'm like trying to get jobs in the VR space, so I'm leveraging the content that I'm making to like get a role somewhere to pay me, you know. That's a different approach, but at the end of the day I find liberation in authenticity. So like if it's me and I'm waffling between the two, like I say, just go for it, man. Like do what you want, and like people are there for you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So we're not about to unsubscribe regardless of what you do.
Oh yeah, there's just only so much time in a day.
True that. Yeah, right. You got to prioritize.
People don't usually know this, but I edit all my stuff. I do everything on my channel, which a lot of channels my size don't do that. Mm-hmm. So it's like my editing may not be the best for a lot of stuff, but I've gotten better over time, and just like. But every single thing that you watch on my channel is 100% from me, from my brain that I thought was going to be funny. So if it's super duper cringe, I don't blame you. That's something that it's like, I watch my stuff then. I'll be editing a video. I'll be like, why am I making this? What's wild is like, what I've learned, especially with shorts and like TikTok and stuff, is you have no idea what people are going to like. What I like is not necessarily what the best clip is, because like I'll like front load better clips towards the beginning and then sprinkle other stuff and do however. Oftentimes there'll be a clip that I just throw in just to fill a little bit of time. That'll be like a favorite clip. And that's what everyone's commenting about and stuff like that. It's like you literally have no idea what people are gonna like, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun. It's like a good consolation prize is if something does bad on YouTube, then I upload the clips and it'll get like 5 million views on TikTok or something, you know? So it's like,
well, that's
I know
beautiful.
people like it. YouTube just has to.
Yeah, YouTube needs to learn how to play nice. All right, well, you know, listen. I think we're there. You know, like we've been going. It's pretty much. You know, I wouldn't say perfect timing, but pretty good timing for the most part. So I think it's about time to wrap this up. But before we do, I'll just bounce the ball into your court real quick one last time. Chris, is there any closing thoughts, anything important about your channel, about your approach, about virtual reality that you want to mention? Just any final words before we start to say goodbye?
Oh, man. I don't know. All I can say is there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming. Like, I'm pushing harder than I've pushed for stuff. I want to make some badass content. That's what I'm going for. And also, if you're on the fence, okay, and you've been thinking about getting VR, just get like a Quest 3. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it.
Amen. Amen.
Just do it.
Just
Pull
get
the
a
trigger.
Quest 3, people.
Just do it.
Just get a Quest 3. Well, dude, listen. Again, it really does mean a lot that you spent some time today to hang out with us. We are big fans of your content. We're big fans of the guy behind the content too. And, we are in your corner, man. So don't ever hesitate to hit us up, and by all means, let us be a part of this 1 million subscriber celebration that you're going to host in VR chat. All right. You don't even have to say it was my idea. It can be your idea. I just want to be there. So make sure you hit us up, and we'll celebrate hitting 1 million subscribers with you.
All right.
Sweet.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks again, Chris. Thanks a lot. Everybody, please join us in saying goodbye to Chris Quits Reality. We'll see you next time, brother.
Thanks for coming.
See ya. And he's gone. And that's that.
Oh, man. This is, there is, throughout this episode, I was scrolling through a lot of his videos, playing little clips, and there's unlimited hilarious content on his channel.
I don't think I've ever watched our second monitor so much during a show.
Yeah.
I'm watching all these clips that you're throwing up, and I'm just sitting here watching the content as I'm having the conversation. It's
so good.
It is really, really good. Nobody's doing what Chris is doing.
No,
and,
no one is.
It's definitely awesome that we got to get
don't try this stuff at home, people.
Or
if you get hurt, it's not our fault.
Oh yeah, or do. If you want to get 900,000 subs on YouTube, you think you can go toe to toe with Chris? Let's see what you got. Let's see. Everybody's got an inner acrobat of some kind, right?
Oh, for reals. That's wild. Good stuff, man.
That was really fun.
It was. So next week we are having Richie back from Richie's Plank Experience, because it's been a little while and they've released Max Mustard. So it would be great to talk about that. It'll be great to kind of just get more into some of the stuff from when we were ending the episode that we started getting into last time. So maybe go back as a precursor and watch that first episode with Richie from Richie's Plank Experience.
That's actually a really good idea. I forgot that's kind of how that last episode went.
Mm-hmm.
We spent an hour and 15 minutes talking about early VR, Richie's Plank, being this cultural icon in the VR space, and we then started to kind of get into some of the between reality stuff.
Yep.
And we were oh, but it's been a long episode, so let's save this for next time. So I'm actually really excited that we are going to have him back.
Heck yeah, that's going to be great.
And if you like Steve said, if you didn't catch that one, it would be a great thing to do maybe over the weekend or during the week while you're eagerly waiting for the next episode of Between Realities to catch up on the first episode that we did with Richie, because he's an awesome dude, and it'll get you right where you need to be for us to start the next episode.
Cool.
What are you doing this weekend?
Hanging out, doing daddy duty stuff,
Dude.
Probably play a lot of VR. My kid has been dragging me into Gorilla Tag a lot.
Really?
Yeah, so
Are you having any fun with it? I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's okay, It's like playing playing tag with my kid in the woods or something, you know what I mean? Except I gotta walk with my arms.
Do you,
so,
I'm assuming you're staying in your
We are, and she's always bugging me to go into the public lobbies. I'm I can't handle it. I just can't handle it.
And it's frankly just too risky.
It is.
You never know what you're going to encounter in those
100%.
Yeah. Well, actually, we do know what you're going to encounter in there. It's pretty high probability of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to be chilling this weekend. You know, like I said, the 45 miles of walking for the past week has me excited to just relax and hang out and play some video games. So,
Sweet.
I've got Arizona Sunshine 2 on the downloaded and ready to go. Don't crucify me for not playing it yet, people. But I'm going to play Arizona Sunshine.
Better late than never, buddy. That's a great game.
Betty late than never?
Betty late than never.
Hey, shout out Creeper Betty. Thanks for being here. ClassyGrandma, appreciate you in the super chat. Zork VR, thanks for being here, man. Good to see ya. Red/Ace. Can say gaming snuck in here. Bro, don't make me hit you up again, okay? Reach out to me. Maybe this weekend. Let's go to an arcade bar, unless you're busy, but no, just hit me up. Let's do it. Hussein X, thanks for being here as well. Riamu VR, Flame Soulless, Infamous Swiss, giving me love for the shirt, even though it's 20 million degrees in Phoenix, still rocking it. Brah, you already know. The Methodist slid in here. Good to see you, and thanks for being a part of this. And Pete Austin got up in here as well. MickeyBerr dropping the game codes as always. You are a legendary presence. We love you dearly. Amelia Faust with the super chat as well. Thank you so much. Kira VR got in here. Shout outs to the ChrisQuitsReality. Skeeches got up in here also, I'm assuming from Chris's community. Thank you guys for now subscribing to Between Realities, liking and subscribing, and joining the Patreon and becoming channel members and all of that. Flame Soulless, I missed your super chat earlier, but thank you so much for contributing and being a part of the conversation.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Really appreciate you a lot. Silver Nexus was here as well. Duggars K, Awaken Toast with this earlier super chat. Farmer True, Jaden, Marcellus Wilson, Substatica. Like, dude, do we have an amazing community or what?
Oh, man, so good. Just amazing people.
It really
Thank you guys.
Brand VR, Laszlo, Brannon got up in here. And, shout out Anti-Cleric Blair. Didn't see him this week, but I'm going to give him a shout out anyway because I know how much he loves the shout outs. So I think that's that. Thanks again, everyone. And join our Discord and keep Classy Grandmas and company in there. And we will see you next Friday with Richie from Richie's Plank Experience, Toast VR, and, of course, the newly released Max Mustard. Until then, peace.